And we are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Reports have been surfacing from Iran that the regime has been using chemical weapons against its own people to oppress the demonstrations under the disguise. Once they cut down the internet and they start massacring and slaughtering them in the thousands, the numbers are staggering. Some say 12,000, some say 20, some say 30. The regime himself are actually saying 42,000. So it's kind of getting very, very hard to know what is happening because they cut down the internet and they also started cracking down on citizens who have been using satellite dish to use Starlink, because Elon Musk sent some Starlink satellites to give them free internet so they won't be silenced and the crimes against humanity will not be hidden from the eye. So they started going to these houses and basically killing these people or hurting them and destroying the satellite dishes so they can't show. Now, this is something that we need to be very careful about. How do we go about it? Because these are serious accusations. And it's going to be very stupid from the regime to come and do that. That's the images that have been surfacing, showing teams and staffs wearing masks, getting ready to use chemical weapons on their own people. And I'll explain why it was going to be very, very stupid. Because if you really want the world to step in and really come and take down the regime, that is the way to do it. Start using chemical weapons on your own people, cut the internet, go and slaughter them in the thousands. And the world that is even trying so hard to justify the existence of the Islamic Republic of Iran might come to the threshold that not only Israel and America are saying, listen, we need to do something about it, but even countries that, are known to have a blind spot towards mass murdering and genocides around the world, like Europe, like Germany, like France, like London, they know what's happening in Yemen, they know what's happening in Syria, and then they go and they shake the hand. The European Parliament in general have a serious, I'm not talking the European people, I'm talking the government powers in Europe have a serious morality problem where they know about the most horrific things that are happening and they have a very impressive record of ignoring it. So even they will have to go and do something about it. With that said, in the last few days, since I started reporting what's happening in Iran, because I told myself that I'm going to be using my platform to be a voice for the people, the voiceless, and not only me, other influencers as well, and independent journalists, seeing the vacuum and the void that's been created in the mainstream media, mostly the left, we decided that we have to step in and start reporting on behalf of the beautiful, amazing people of Iran. I've been hearing in the last 3 days snippets of reports saying that we think the regime has been poisoning demonstrators. Someone said they've been using something on them. Some of them are starting to die after they come back from the demonstrations. 2-3 days later, they die agony death. Some are ending up in the hospitals, and then they die in the hospitals. And it's all kind of moving. So it's towards this report that we're hearing right now, that maybe the regime is using chemical weapon on its own people. Now, I'm not making this up myself. This is coming from numerous reports, including some UK news channels. Here, I'll show you one of them, and we can talk about it.
Verified yet, but it's a credible report to me, and it says the city's prison is overcrowded with detained and arrested protesters. The court halls are filled with families of detainees, and no lawyers are being allowed to defend those who have been arrested. People believe that some kind of toxic chemical substance has been used against protesters, causing some of the injured to lose their lives days later. The number of those killed and injured is very high. If that is true, I think that's extraordinarily concerning.
Wow. So just to clarify on that then, Bill, the information that you seem to be getting there is from a credible source, so that the Iranian regime, the Ayatollah, might have used some sort of chemical weapon against their own people, against protesters. Now we're starting to see loss of life as a result of that.
Yeah.
And where is our red line on this? Where is Trump's red line on this? I suppose that's the more pressing question, really. If this is true, no reason to doubt it. if this is true, that chemical weapons have been used on the Iranian people by the regime, I think all of that might be the sign to do something.
But the key question is, what do you do?
Where is the red line of the world? Where is Trump's red line? Let's open that kind of worms. With all due respect to world leaders, with all due respect to Donald Trump, and I have a lot of respect for him and what he did around the world, especially when it came to Israel, the Middle East. You went, President Trump, and you told the Iranian people, with your own words, go to the streets. Go to the streets, take back your country. America got your back. You even went and said, we are locked and loaded. We're ready to come and help you. You even threatened the Iranian regime, you start killing your people. We're there. You're going to regret it. And then you went and you said, even, take names. Take names. We're coming. When you do that, and people believe you, they run to the streets. They feel like they have the biggest nation in the world, the most moral country on the face of this earth. And I say it without any cynical issue. I know Europeans like to think they're moral, but track history shows they're very far from that. They were the one who did the Holocaust. They're a hub for anti-Semitism, and now they're the ones that are mostly welcoming Nazi-like jihadists and protecting them. So, it's okay if you have purple hair and sit in a Starbucks and you say you're moral, but actions speak louder than words. So Europe, in that aspect, I don't really hold them as a high morality ground or testing ground. America, on the other hand, did intervene several times and save planet Earth from communism, from Nazism, and etc. So when you're the president of the most moral country in the world, and you give a promise to the people of Iran, we're coming, go out. They go. They went to the streets, and they got slaughtered in the tens of thousands. Mothers saw their kids die. I saw several videos and images of dead young men and women in the hospital. They had already, the electrodes and these medical equipment that was on their bodies. And in a very bizarre connected incident, every single one of them had a bullet in the center of his head. Now, with all due respect to the Iranian regime and their forces, they're not that good. No one is that good to shoot demonstrator one bullet in the head in the middle of a demonstration. These people were executed in the hospital, in the bed. So after they got injured, either by poisoning, by chemical weapon, or just an injury, and they went to the hospital to receive treatment, the regime came and killed them in their beds. Maybe they were sedated even. Maybe they're all sleeping. Just slaughtered them. You see numerous bodies piled with bullet in their head, just like that. So there is a crime against humanity that is happening under our nose. And here, let me show you something. Let me show you a video that help you understand, how problematic that is. Where is that? Actually, I'll show you this video that will give you some kind of a glimpse of what has been happening in Iran to help you get inside what's happening now.
You must be wondering how we got here. Believe it or not, it wasn't always like this. Iran, my country, was once a symbol of freedom. Women could move freely. Music filled the streets, and fear was not the price of existing. Then they came with promises about justice, morality, and salvation. We were told it was a revolution. But revolutions don't always free you.
They always talk
Some
like
of
that.
them cage you. Freedom didn't disappear overnight. It was taken slowly, law by law, body by body, voice by voice. And today, disobeying means beatings, prison, executions. Death requires no justification.
Silence is what keeps them powerful.
And I refuse to give them that.
So these people were convinced to go in the streets and to demonstrate because something big is happening, something is coming their way. Now, let me show you the next video.
Is expected to take military action against Iran within the next 48 hours as tensions reach a breaking point. Mass anti-government protests continue across Iran, sparked by economic collapse and now met with a brutal crackdown that has reportedly killed thousands of civilians. U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly urged Iranian protesters to keep protesting and
He
take
did.
over your institutions, saying help is on its way.
Word by word.
Iran's leadership has responded by accusing the United States of foreign interference and threatening retaliation if any strike takes place. With tensions rising on both sides, the next 48 hours could decide whether this crisis turns into a full-scale conflict.
So, after encouraging the Iranians, go to the street, demonstrate, and not backing them up, guys, this is an Obama level of betrayal. That's what it is. This is an Obama scale level of betrayal towards the Iranian people, towards just, everybody that will trust later on the West and America to come and stand on their side. Because you can't. You just tell them, hey, go to the streets, and they go and get massacred and slaughtered, and then you just kind of, you know what? Actually, I forgot we have Arab allies there, Turkey and Qatar, and United Arab Emirates, and etc. They're kind of telling us that there's a lot of investments here, and it's gonna cause us to lose a lot of money. So don't. So let's wait. And then you have the Kurds. The Kurds as well being massacred. Women are being thrown out of rooftops, being slaughtered, not only by Syria, which have became, Al Qaeda have became an ally of America, not only by them, but also by the Turks. There's Turkish forces who are going right now in Syria and killing the Kurds who were an ally, who are allies of America. You get what I'm saying? The Kurds were allies of America way before Al Qaeda, for some bizarre reason, became ally of America. So there is something that is happening here where it's showing that money and business and I don't know what is becoming more important than morality and moral code. As long as you keep saying, yeah, we're the good guys, we're doing stuff good, but that's very, very concerning, very disturbing. Now back to this. So the only guy there with a mask is on top of it. Now this could be also a garbage guy. We have only this image. This could be also someone that is prepared to unleash chemical weapons. It could be also someone that is prepared to just deal with. Here's the thing: tear gas. You don't wear these kind of suits for tear gas. It's hazardous suits. It's something that you wear when you're about to use something very dangerous, and someone like that, surrounded by the regime, walking, and then all the motorcycles driving away, does give a very, very, very weird vibe. Now, as America has been seeing that, Iran has been seeing that America is not responding, not backing their words to defend the people of Iran after telling them to go to the streets, they started mocking Donald Trump. And here, watch this video.
ترامپ توییت زده بود و تشکر کرده بود.
I'll start from the beginning.
برخورد نشده با 800 نفر از کسایی که توی این اغتشاشات بودن.
خب ترامپ همیشه حرف مفت و بی جهت خیلی میزنه، غلط هم میکنه. ما برخوردمون برخورد قاطع، بازدارنده و سریع هست و الان تعداد زیادی از پرونده هامون منتهی به صدور کیفرخواست شده، به دادگاه ارسال شده.
Now, they're mocking him. They're saying all kind of stuff that, he's just talking nonsense. He always talk nonsense. But not only that, I'm going to show you some pictures right now of reports that are coming from Khomeini and his people, which are insane. Insane, guys. And sorry, like I said, this was an urgent report. I jumped and just came back from a demonstration in Germany where I was asked to speak, and I'll show you some videos here. I was asked to speak in a against a pro-Palestine demonstration in the streets, and it was crazy. It was just crazy what was going on there in regards to the amount of people that gathered to demonstrate for Gaza while Iranians are being slaughtered, and there was not a single Iranian Persian flag there. Not a single one. And that's happening today. So I just came back from that and decided to jump here and make you this report. So forgive me if I take in time, but here I'm gonna show you two pictures and we're gonna talk about them, because these are crazy statements that are coming from Khomeini, which just makes you think like, what the heck? I mean, that's, if every time you think how low can Muslim Brotherhood go and Muslim dictators go, they keep surprising you by, lower and lower and lower. So here, let's read this and then we read the other one. The Islamic Republic dictator basically dares President Trump to take him out. We find the US president guilty due to the casualties, damage, and slander inflicted upon the Iranian nation. So Trump is guilty now that you went and killed tens of thousands of your people with chemical weapon, machine guns, and who knows what, like military-graded drones. The US president sent a message to the sedationists saying he would support them and provide military support. In other words, the US president himself was involved in the sedations. These are criminal acts. Who says something like that after he butchered tens of thousands of his own people? Now, these people are not terrorists. These people they're not like the Gazans or Palestinians who came and killed and, violated women and kidnapped children and babies. Palestinians kidnapped babies after killing their parents and violating their mothers, kidnapped babies into Gaza and then hid them and refused to give them back. So Israel had to go to war to bring them. So that's not the case. The Iranian people literally said, we don't want to be killed anymore. We don't want to be abused anymore. We want to live in dignity. And then the government start killing them. And then that's the response. They blame it on Donald Trump. That is how morally insane is the Islamic Republic of Iran, for anyone who wonders. Now let's read this also. That's an interesting one. The extreme leader of Iran is a true son of Satan. That's Ambassador Mike Huckleberry, who launches terror around the world and against his own people, and has the gall to blame US and Israel for his evil deeds. Sick and demented. Agents of the US and the Zionist regime, that's what Khomeini said, committed heinous crimes in the sedations. They vandalized 250 mosques. Oh my God, the Iranians are so Islamophobes. And over 250 educational and scientific centers. They damaged the power grids and etc. So he is blaming, and I tell you, left in America is going to start singing that. They're going to start saying that the Iranians are Islamophobes, that the Iranians are the problem here. And it's just insane. Today I was invited in Germany to go and speak because they made this huge rally, pro-Palestine demonstration. I'll show you. I took a video. This is today. Thousands. This is Handel Leipzig. That's like the pro-Palestine communist jihadist kind of activist group that is gathering these Germans and Palestinians and Syrians, of course. Not a single flag. Do you see any Iranian flag? Communism flags, Palestine flags. So And actually, crazy enough, it was run by a Jewish Israeli girl who's queer, who moved to Germany, and she's just filled with hate toward Israel and the West, that she thinks the best allies for her. She probably has some daddy issues. And then to take out the frustration about, I don't know what, her childhood and upbringing, probably grew up without any rules, and everything's okay and tolerate that she's a special kid and that the sun is coming out of her tusik. And now she's going around and arranging these demonstrations. So they contacted me and they said if I'm willing to come and speak there on behalf of Israel and what's happening. And I went, and I'll show you the video now. And I went and I looked in this demonstration. I actually managed to enter inside where the journalists are entering. I guess they're not allowing others. I didn't know that. I just ended up being like surrounded by journalists, me and them filming. And then later I realized I all need to have a pass, but no one asked me for a pass, so I was there. And I was filming the Palestinian communist side. And there was a lot of fluffies there. There was a lot of German girls, a lot of queers, a lot of weird beta males and like weirdos there. And then I was filming the German side, and it was crazy. This is a battle over a neighborhood in Leipzig called Konowitz. And that neighborhood is dominated by left-wing scene. But this is not the left wing that you used to hear. This is not the left wing that you have in America or other places. These guys are hardcore, strong, valued left wings who cannot stand Nazism and Palestinians and Iranians. I'm talking the regime and Islam, Muslim Brotherhood. That they even made it clear that a lot of their bars and pubs will not allow people to enter their pubs and bars with kafiyas, or anyone that shows solidarity with Palestine and Gaza. They don't want him there. So we don't want, and these are left wing, like fucking full on left wing. God bless them. I mean, they stand on their moral. It's so rare to see that. And so this Israeli girl with her jihadist friends and communist friends came and said, we need to decolonize Konowitz, that's a neighborhood, and free Konowitz and free Palestine. So they brought thousands of people to go and decolonize. Yeah. Yes, FK way. Yes, I was there today. Thousands. These people, you saw thousands. As we're standing there, I kid you not, I was there. Here, let me show you. I'm going to take you through this journey and you'll understand how crazy that is. So this is me there just starting to report. And look at the numbers. So look at this. I'm here on the Israeli side. I need to learn how this app works. Remove. Here, watch this. So look at this. I'm here on the Israeli side of the demonstration. Look who I see here. Not many. Oh yeah, she was there. With her famous signs. This brave lady. And you know where the first place that I actually saw an Iranian flag? Here, on the Israeli side. That's not the video I want to show you, where they stand with solidarity, not like these guys there, who are always against Israel. Amazing. Carolina, what? Hi.
Nice to see you, and home.
God bless this lady. That lady is the one that you saw holding the signs all the time.
People love you so
and they
much.
keep snatching the signs from her hand.
And also here in Germany,
attacking her.
people like you give us hope. Germans who are standing, not just because we're Israel, but standing against the right thing. Against violence against women, against kidnapping people. Thank you so much for doing that. I know I'm saying this on behalf of all my friends in Israel.
You see the Kurdish flag in the back? The Kurdish and Iranian flag. Watch this. The only one that I saw was held by Israelis, actually, and Germans that love Israel.
So,
crazy.
I'm here, and the only place that I saw an Iranian flag is with these legends. Look at that. Look at that. See? Clear, day and night. Not a single. I mean, they're massacring right now people in Iran, and these guys choose to come and stand and do a demonstration. And let me tell you something crazy. There's about 92 million people in Iran, 93 million people in Iran. There's about 2 million people in Gaza. So for an average German to choose to come on this day in solidarity with Gaza, after the war has been finished, Israel pulled out. Israel went, brought back the hostages, and came out, did exactly what they said. And they choose to come, and not a single demonstration for Iran, for the Kurds in Syria, not a single one. But
all over Gaza. Because, guys, this is clear anti-Semitism. This is clear hatred towards the Jews. Nothing more. Nothing more. Can I ask you a question?
I don't use microphone on Saturday. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a good reason not to use microphone on Saturday. But
He's
either
religious.
way, guys, do you see how crazy this
bless
is?
him.
Look at this. I love these guys.
I
These
love them,
guys are the true brave Germans. They come here. And you know what's crazy? There's more people here on this side than on the...
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Please,
You don't
English?
want? Yes.
German?
Yes. English. I stop it?
please stop, yes.
Yeah, so they didn't allow to film there. So gotta respect the rules. Gotta respect the rules. So that's not the video that I wanted to show you. The video that I wanted to show you is, let me find it. Maybe that video is not here. So the video I want to show you, actually, you know what? Here, let me show you this one. So I was on the other side where you saw a lot of them. Suddenly, hundreds, if not even thousands of them came. The pro-Palestinian and the Germans that were standing with them. And we were easily outnumbered. Like, we're talking about maybe 100 and something, 200 of us. And there's like hordes of them coming. And just like in a Lord of the Ring movie, as they were coming, these guys, these left-wing anti-Deutsch, they call them, hardcore anarchists, punks, Germans, who are full on against Nazism. Not like the one that says F the Nazis, but then they go and sit with a jihadist that hates Israel and with a Syrian or a Palestinian that support genociding and killing Yazidis and Christians and Iranian Jews. The real never again Germans. And suddenly this happened. Watch this. All of a sudden, boom. Show me which other countries you have that kind of support. God bless Germany, really. Good on them. And the police, these guys are legends. Police in Germany have no mercy for the pro-Palestine, vandalists, anarchists, and terrorists. Free Iran.
My God, I love these people.
That's how you should do it.
Good job, guys! Woo! Look at that, legends.
Rape is not resistant.
Good job, guys.
Germans don't like to be filmed, I understand that. It's hard to vlog and film in Germany. One of the guys that recognized me, really cool guy. We were together in that Koshi
I'm
concert.
so proud of this neighborhood, man. Ciao, man, ciao. Have you seen? They're shouting free Iran. They're shouting, stand with Israel. They're shouting rape is not resistance. This is amazing.
So then these guys came, these legends came. And remember that guy that was holding the Iranian flag? Watch this. You're going to love this one. The guy that was holding the Iranian flag, the Persian flag, all of a sudden a girl comes to me and tells me, Mansur, you got to come to watch this. He's on fire. He is on fire. And I'm like, what? And I run back and I find him doing this.
Everybody here
Oh, wait.
is at the same level of Yad.
This guy's a legend here. Watch this from the beginning.
Everybody here is at the same level of Janusz Korczak. Janusz Korczak that wouldn't bend down to authoritarian regimes. If it's not for us, the people of Iran will live in fucking darkness for another 50 years. No one gives a shit.
Respect to this guy. Respect.
No one. They will mirror
He's an Israeli, by the way. Married to a German.
You are the fucking future.
Inspired by seeing people standing to true Nazism, true fascism, which is pro-Palestine, guys. This is it. Palestine is a terrorist state. Don't let anyone lie to you.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Am Yisrael Chai.
People of Iran. Azadi, Azadi.
Yazadi, Yazadi.
And free the world from authoritarian regimes.
Amen. Woo! Reach it, brother.
Wow. You know, wow.
Amen.
Respect to this guy. What a legend. What a legend. He was on fire, but it was inspiring. It was inspiring watching all these Germans. You know, it's so refreshing to see, especially from the left, to see people coming so brave, so boldly and saying, get out of here. We don't want you with the pro-Palestine, with your from the river to the sea, with your free Gaza lies and all these things. Get out of here. The war is finished. Israel pulled out. Israel basically smashed the crab, the tusik, the camel poop out of you and brought back the hostages. You refused to give them back. And that's it. We're done with you. Leave us alone. But instead of choosing to go and stand, you know, if you're an activist and you wake up in the morning and you say, what should I do today? Which cause should I fight? Greta Thunberg, Mark Ruffalo, you know, Angelina Jolie, and all these guys, these fake activists, morally bankrupt. Then it's so easy. It's a no-brainer. Iran, the Kurds, Syria, the atrocities are happening there. I'll tell you even what, number-wise, if you are Hans, Helga, or Farfed Kulda, doesn't matter, and you're a German and you woke up and you said, I want to stand for something. I'm super bored. I don't have real life problems. I have first world problems. And I want to stand for something that is far away from me. There is 2 million people in Gaza. There's about 5 point something million Palestinians, almost 6. West Bank and Gaza. There is 93 people in Iran. 93 million. Can you understand the numbers? So by all means, this should mean that this is a more, you know, easily achieved and worthy cause, you might call it. I don't want to call it worthy, but you understand what I'm saying? Like the numbers are just insane. It's so much more that you can't ignore it. You can't. I'm not saying don't stand for minorities that don't have numbers. No, but you can't ignore it. So if you're standing for Palestine and Gaza and you're a German, while the Iranian regime is cutting the internet and slaughtering and massacring its own people, possibly using chemical weapons on them, and you choose in that day to go to a pro-Palestine free Gaza demonstration, trying to take over a German neighborhood and forcing that neighborhood to come and kick you out, then what is wrong with you? Like, seriously, where is your red line? How morally bankrupt can you be? Genocidal can you be? Just insane. And what video is this? Ah, that's the video I wanted to show you from the beginning. Oh no, I showed you that video. So it's mind-blowing to see this lack of morality that we have in the Western world and the lack of consequences to it, and how activists are again and again siding with evil against good. Meanwhile, the people in Iran are being massacred, killed, butchered, tortured. In Syria are being kidnapped, sold as sex slaves. The Kurds, it's just insane what is happening to them. All of this is happening right now. And the West keep promising, yeah, we're going to stand with you. But let's be honest, no one but Israel is doing anything, with all due respect. With all due respect. So far, no one. Yes, America brought a few B-2 bombers, stealth bombers that flew after Israel did all the heavy lifting and took out all the anti-aircraft and all the Air Force. Literally, Israel did everything. Israel and the Mossad and the Special Forces and the Air Force. And then America came, dropped few bombs went back, which is great that they did. Great that they did. But let's be honest, the only one that is doing something to fight this evil is Israel. Now, have you seen how small Israel is? Like, did you look at the map? Why is Israel being the night watch of humanity? Why is Israel standing and holding the wall against all these Muslims and Muslim walkers and pushing them away from coming and attacking and taking planet Earth? And then when Israel comes to King's Landing, they just get so much cow poop from all the leaders, the politicians, they're playing the Game of Thrones and the Houses games. Crazy. It's crazy. Like, what kind of a world are we living in? And then Israel is blamed, which is funny enough. Everything that the pro-Palestinian and the left-wing media, mainstream media, blamed Israel for doing to Palestine, which was proven wrong later, is actually proven to be right, that the Iranians and the Palestinians are doing and the Syrians to their people and to minorities. But when it was lies about Israel, everybody jumped and believed it. They shot a rocket on a hospital, everybody just believed it and started tweeting it. When it's truth and facts about Iran and Muslim killing others, then everybody's like, yeah, but let's understand the context. It's not okay to remove regime. Not only about it, by the way, also when America went and took Maduro out, I've met so many weirdos that think that this is a bad thing. How can you say it's a bad thing? Talk to the Venezuelans. I mean, they're happy. This drug cartel lord that is, hand deep tied with Hezbollah, Hamas, China, Russia, communism, terrorism, and, drug cartels, who literally stole a whole country out of its future, is in prison right now, and everybody's celebrating, but you guys are upset. Now, as I was speaking in that conference, in that demonstration, a German man came to me, and I respect what he said, but he came to me and he says, it kind of bothers me that they didn't speak about Bibi. Why are you guys never talking about Bibi? And I wasn't having it with his nonsense. So I came and told him, no, I'm not buying this nonsense. What are you talking about? I'm not talking about Bibi. I have 5 minutes to talk here. There's a demonstration right now here of thousands of pro-jihad, pro-radical Islam, Muslim Brotherhood, borderline Nazis. Now, you want me to stand here and talk about Bibi? Why should I talk about Bibi? What wrong did he do now? There's so many problems here, but you guys are so obsessed with how much you hate Bibi and how much you hate Trump. And their obsession with hating Western leaders is overriding their capability of noticing evil and wickedness and real problems. Now, I'm not saying you need to love Trump or Bibi. I'm not saying you need to love any politician. You have every right in the world to have an opinion against any politician. But his policy, about how he conduct himself, what does he do internally, outside, finance, education, anything, you have the right, and that's why you vote. That's why you have democracy. You have the right, and you should practice that right. But to come and think for a second that you can put Bibi and Trump in the same scale, like Sinwar, like Nasrallah, like Khomeini, it just means that you literally have no idea what you're talking about. Evil is evil outside. Sorry, I had a phone call. Evil is evil outside of where we live. And then inside, we have our own internal problems. Deal with them. Great. But some people are so full of hate towards Trump, towards Bibi, towards the West, towards Israel, that they're just so blinded that they would let genocidal maniacs like Khomeini massacre and butcher an entire nation just so they don't have to go and say we were wrong. Or, oh, Trump, you did good. Or Bibi, thanks for saving the Druze. Thanks for helping the Kurds. Thanks for taking down the Iranian regime. Thank you, Bibi. Thank you, Mossad. It's not that Bibi did it by himself. Thank you, Israel. But he's a leader of Israel. He led Israel through that. Like him or not, he led Israel through that. The Mossad came and asked him permissions. Can we do this? He says, yes, go and do this. And he knows what he's talking about. He was in Sayed Matkal. So like him or not, like Trump or not, but they're doing things that were never seen before done by any leader in the West. And again, I'm not saying go vote for him. I'm not saying go like them, love them personally. I'm just stating the facts. Yes, there's a lot of things that should be questioned, a lot. And trust me, I'm one of the first ones to go and question these things, which we're not going to open right now. But they're leading the free world right now in this race against China, Russia, and Islam. Let's call it for what it is. And I want to finish with this video, and then I have to go because I have another meeting that I made with some childhood friend that we promised that we're gonna have quality time and talk with each other and do all kind of stuff. That sounds so weird. But anyway, watch this.
To the sea, quick to run from tyranny, from the river to the sea, quick to run from tyranny, from the river to the sea, quick to run from.
All right. This can't be right.
Mark, what's the pin?
For Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. We have a vice president who's lying about what.
Glory to all the martyrs, glory to the axis of resistance. May we see victory within our lifetimes. Margaba Omega, Margaba Israel.
Where's everybody? Greta! Greta! Ruffalo! Marky! No Ruffalo. Angelina! Julie! No. Mom Daddy! Anyone say Mom Daddy? Mom Daddy? No Mom Daddy. Where's everyone? That's from today. I made this video today. That's from today. Came back from the demonstration and I said I have to make this. I wore this pajama and went and made it. It's literally, I'm still shocked. Where are the people to protest for the innocent civilians who are being massacred in Syria, the Kurds, the Druze, the Yazidis, the Christians, the Kurds mostly right now, and the people of Iran? Where are they? We know that you guys can be active. We know that you guys can fill the streets. I saw you today. Thousands of you filled a peaceful German city trying to enforce Islamist Muslim Brotherhood propaganda. Luckily, that city kicked you out. Well, not fully, but that neighborhood kicked you out of it. I think that's the first time that I saw German police in a pro-Palestine demonstration looking outside and not inside, mostly because they were actually worried that the Germans are going to go and attack these guys. Usually it's the other way around. Everybody needs to worry that the Palestinians will come and attack anywhere that they go and demonstrate. But in this case, it was the first time that I saw these Germans that came these waves. They were ready. They were locked and loaded. They were fed up with this borderline Nazi, fascist, jihadists, communists. They're fed up with them. And the police had to literally stand and make sure that they don't attack them. Ended up, these guys, the Palestinians, attacked the police, so the police beat the crap out of them. And, but that always happened. They always attack the police or anyone. So my point is, it is mark what is happening today, because you can still support the Iranians and still be an anti-Semite. If you, let's say, are obsessed with hating the Jews, which is terrible, but you're obsessed hating the Jews, you can still hate the Jews and stand with Iranians. You can still hate the Jews and stand with the Kurds. The Kurds are Muslims, for God's sake. So there's Muslims killing Muslims because they're not Muslim enough, because they're not misogynist enough. Kurdish women have way more rights than Syrian women, so they get upset. How are you guys letting your women have so much right? And why are you guys so tolerant to others? We need to go kill you. That's basically summed up right now. Why are the Syrian people, Muslims, killing the Kurdish Muslims? They just hate them because they're not Muslim enough in their eyes. So you can still stand with the Kurds and hate Israel if you want. Then well, why not? Why not stand with the Kurds and the Iranians? Why are the streets so empty? Mark what is happening today, guys. It is showing us so much about the world. So much about the left-wing activists, about the progressives, about world leaders and politics. Empty words and empty promises. But morality of the West. One day you're with the allies, the other day you're with the enemies of the allies for no seen reason aside from money and greed. One day you tell demonstrators to go to the streets, the next day you kind of, yeah, actually we're not going to attack. I got convinced by Arabs not to attack. Sorry, guys, false alarm. I told you to go to the streets, but America's not coming. So, and that excuse, America, suddenly they're all saying, yeah, Iran is stronger. I mean, guys, I heard that excuse now. Yeah, Iran was stronger than we thought. Iran is stronger than they thought. America is saying now, yeah, we need to prepare more. Iran is stronger than we thought. Guys, you are the United States of America. You have the strongest army in the world. American army can wage war against planet Earth combined and still win. This is like military statistics. I come as an officer in the IDF and I trained with American soldiers. I've studied this intensely. Like literally, they can wage war against planet Earth and still win. Take nuclear aside because everybody loses when it comes to nukes. Israel did it in 12 days. Actually, Israel did it in 4 days. Israel defeated Iran in 4 days. More likely in 24 hours or 48 hours. In 48 hours, Israel defeated Iran. Then it was just a fair play. It was just take your time, poke it, do whatever you want with it. The turtle was on its back now, just play with it. If Israel did it, you guys can do it. Now, not only that if Israel did it, you guys can do it. Israel did it a few months ago. And since then, Israel has been just bashing them with the Mossad and the special forces. So you guys can't, like, they can't recover to be like they were when Israel did it. So they're weaker than them. They have no air force. You guys have the biggest, mightiest air force in the world. So to come and say, suddenly we're not ready, I don't buy that. It's just not true. Not true. So there is something else behind. Like I said, what is happening today in the world should be an eye-opening for many of us. Something has happened. Now, maybe I'm wrong. And America is stalling, is playing some kind of a clever trick here, and they're just gonna go and surprise us. Lederhosen? What you mean? What, am I wearing lederhosen? I have lederhosens. That were given to me by a German Olympic champion. He won twice the Olympics throwing discus. Lars Riddle, 7-time world champion. The guy's a giant. Every time I wear them, I need to tie them because I look like a baby in them. They're like huge, but I love them. So anyway, no, these are not lederhosen, guys. What I'm wearing, it's my pajama and the Moomin shirt. So my point is, something is happening around the world and we need to take notes. We need to start noticing because it's rebranding how we saw the West leadership and the difference between what they say and what they do. And Iran is a good case study, unfortunately, for that. My prayers are with them, and that our leaders will wake up to their senses and go and do something about it before it's too late. We don't need to wait for 100,000 to die or 200,000 to die. We don't. We can stop them way before. Anyway, guys, gotta go. Life obligations. Stay safe. See you next time, and I will try to come back live tomorrow to give you more updates. In general, don't do anything stupid, and like I always say, don't do anything that I would do. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to support my channel, the work that I'm doing, go and check my Patreon, where you can find direct financial way to support the work that I'm doing, or just do the like, share, subscribe. Not or, with. Do the like, share, subscribe, and help this channel keep growing. Stay safe. See you next time. God bless Iran. God liberate Tehran.